Hello everybody, it's Tim here again, here with another movie review. My last video I said I had a lot of movies I gotta watch, and I do. Just start off, I'm here to do a movie review for the movie Meg, directed by Jon Turteltaub. I think it's how you say his last name. Yes, his last name does start with turtle. But anyway, just to start off, the Meg is a very highly anticipated movie. I think it's even like the #1 movie in America right now, or it was. This movie has a lot of Asian cast members, which is fine, but it does feel like it's pandering here with a lot of them because it feels like it's trying to reach that Chinese, market because that's just like the second biggest market other than the U.S. It does feel pandering. I have no problem with like colorblind casting or racial casting and all that kind of films, but here it does feel pandering. Because like they try to give like this female character who winds up being Jason Statham's love interest a big role, like before he ever shows up for like no reason whatsoever other than just to cater to the Chinese film market. I mean, I get it, it's a business. It just seems really annoying. Pretty much the Meg is a big B movie. You know what you're getting when you go see a movie like this. I can't even believe that anyone would go see a movie like this without understanding what this is going to be. You know what you're getting with a movie about a giant extinct shark called the Megalodon. You know what you're getting, and with Jason Statham, action hero, as the lead, as an expert diver. Pretty much he has to go save these people, and they discover that it's a Megalodon that's in this super deep part of the ocean that nobody ever goes to or has been, and it gets on the loose, and they got to stop it. That's pretty much it. Very simple plot here. Very simple. As a matter of fact, one of the people that he saves is like his ex-wife, and they barely have any interaction. I expected there to be more of like a love triangle between his ex-wife and this new girl that has a crush on him. Expected there to be more of a love triangle there, but there's really not. They don't really do anything with it. He just kind of saves her, and that's it. And one of the guys like sacrificed himself because Jason Statham's like sub is like connected to the other person's or whatever. And it's like the token guy of like, I'm married, I can't wait to see my wife, whatever. And of course he, is going to die. He writes a letter to his wife, sacrificed himself, so he can distract the shark so Jason Statham and his crew can get away. You know that's going to happen. Really predictable. I'll just go ahead and say it. This is a good film. I'd give it 3 out of 4. It's good. It's not great. This is not a classic. It is overhyped. It's still a good movie though, but it's not great. This could have been better and should have been better. And one of my biggest problems with this is the cuts. You can tell that this film has been cut down to get a PG-13. You can tell. This should have been R-rated. Very shamefully it was cut down. And I have a feeling the unrated DVD I will probably think is great. But this PG-13 theatrical cut, you can tell it's been damaged by the MPAA. Or not so much the MPAA, but the studio. You can feel it. Jason Statham, he's great here. He's standard cool Jason Statham himself. You know what you're getting with Jason. He does not disappoint. Rainn Wilson plays like the guy who's funding these people's expeditions to explore the ocean. And Rainn Wilson is really funny. I like this guy. He's funny here. And pretty much they decide to go out and kill the shark. And why they just don't call in like the Coast Guard or backup or anything right then, I have no idea why. I guess it's just to keep it under wraps. But that's always like a cliche in movies like this. The animation for the shark CGI is fine. It looks good. They go out to kill the shark. Of course, the shark, attacks them. They you get a kind of a cool action scene where the Asian woman, I don't know the character's name, but she has a daughter as well, and she's like in the water, and she's inside this big shark container that the shark can't bite through, but it actually starts trying to swallow it. Pretty cool scene. Jason Statham saves her. They managed to actually kill the shark. She manages to kill it by stabbing it in the eye, I believe, with this poison that kills it. And, of course, the shark is dead, and it's hanging on the boat, and this fat dude is over there, like, messing around with it, goofing off. And if you know anything about movies, you know the film's not over yet, and you know it's building up to something about to happen here. And, oops, jumps out, there's a second Megalodon that eats the fat guy, and it's even bigger. So, at first I thought, well, is this going to be like, the mother or the father of the other Megalodon? But it's not. It's just like a bigger Megalodon. It's just kind of random, okay? But, another thing, when they were like in the trench place, there's like this big giant squid that gets ate by the Megalodon, which was kind of neat. I thought that honestly the giant squid was pretty cool. I could see a spin-off movie with just that thing. But yeah, and there's even a bigger Megalodon now. And so the Megalodon ends up eating Rainn Wilson, the millionaire dude. They managed to get away after it destroys their boat, which was kind of a cool action scene. This doctor dude like distracts it from eating Ruby Rose, who's one of the side characters. Ruby Rose is not a good actor, but she does good in side roles. where she doesn't have like a lot required from her, and he gets ready to eat her, but this doctor like distracts it, and it eats him instead. But you don't see any blood or anything; it just kind of happens like off screen almost. Really lame. Like I said, you can tell the gore was held back, and gore is an important part about making a movie like this work. But Rainn Wilson later like goes off in the chopper, and he's like, "Yeah, let's take it out." And they're like bombing the shark, and they think it's dead. You know it's not really the shark, and I guess it was actually a whale's body. And they go down there on it, and of course the shark hits the boat. Rainn Wilson falls in. It comes after him. You think it's going to eat him, but it takes a bite out of the whale. And of course he's like, ha 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 ha. You know, he's like, I made it. And all at once the shark comes back and eats him. But I actually thought that's kind of funny. The way he sells it is pretty funny. He's pretty much the billionaire prick. You know he's going to die. But of course, after that, the shark is heading towards a beach to eat all these people. And this is when you can really feel the PG-13 here, because it's not gory at all. And there's even this dog that you think is going to get ate, but you don't actually see the death, which was another really lame thing. I know it's kind of sacrilege to kill the dog, but they could have made up for it if they would at least showed me the blood of the people when it was eating them, or trying to. But you can tell they're really skirting around it to stay away from the gore. Some of the suspense is pretty fun, like when the shark like comes up close to like the dome of the place the people work at and sees the little girl inside. That was kind of cool. Some of the other suspense when the shark is like trying to swallow the shark cage that had the woman inside of it. That's kind of neat. But when it comes to like the gore, when it's time for the payoff, the film skirts around it pretty badly, because you can feel it. If you know what type of film this is, you can feel how the film's skirting around the gore. It's attacking all the people at the beach. Of course, Jason Statham, they got this device they put in the water that sends out this signal. It gets the shark's attention. It comes there. He gets in the water. He decides to take it out. He actually takes that in kind of a cool way. He flies, or he drives his sub or whatever, his underwater vehicle, underneath the shark, and it slices its underbelly where it's most vulnerable at, and causes it to bleed. And that makes all the other sharks like come to it and start devouring it, which is kind of neat. And he like flies up in the air with it out of the water while holding a knife into the side of its head, and he stabs it in the eye with this, I guess more poison is what it was. And that pretty much kills the shark. It does kind of die kind of easy, but it was kind of a cool scene. And they're on the boat like celebrating. They kind of give like a memorial thing to all their dead friends, which is kind of neat. That they acknowledge their buddies and stuff that's been lost in the movie. That was kind of cool. I thought this movie was going to end with like, oops, there's still another shark left. You know how these kind of B movies end. But it didn't. As a matter of fact, it ends in like the Pomeranian dog that was in the water that we thought was like got ate by the shark. It's actually still alive, and the couple that it belongs to are like so happy it's there. Like we have no idea how it made it. It was just kind of stupid. But I like the last shot of the movie because it's like the end, or Finn, whatever, where the movie ends. That was kind of funny. But yeah, all in all, good 3 stars out of 4 flick. Not great. This film will never be a classic, but it's a good B flick. I've seen much better shark movies. The Reef, I think is what it was called. I liked much better than this. Other shark movies, of course, Jaws 2, I like both better than this. This is, of course, better than anything like Jaws 3 or 4. I like this better than Deep Blue Sea. So, yeah, all in all, I'll see you guys again with the next review.